It's October 18th, 2023. I am Actual Pro, and it's time to get in the weeds. Where did my pencil go? I don't know. It's not important. As always, it is a special day because today is You Took My Pencil!
Yeah, I got a pencil. I got a pen. Look at this. I got another pencil.
Oh, I found it. Here we go.
Look at this. I got all kinds of stuff around here, Joel.
You're professional. What
Wait,
happened?
hold on. We got 3 pencils.
Wow.
3 pencils and a pen. I got a. Oh, I'm gonna bump my mic. I got a little snake, a little pipe cleaner snake as well.
Yeah,
all kinds of stuff laying around this desk.
Yeah, no, I found my pencil. It was here. Mine's a real pencil, not one of those fake mechanical pencils that you people use.
I probably have one of those around here somewhere. Who knows? I got paperclip.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's useful.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the season premiere of In the Weeds here on Fightful.
Stop that! Stop it.
Everyone else can do it. Why can't we?
Stop.
What? Raw and SmackDown can do it once a year. Why can't we do it? This is the season premiere of In the Weeds. It doesn't matter that we started our show in April. This is the season premiere.
We gotta at least like build it up a little bit, right? We gotta promote like that it's the season premiere type of thing. You can't just come on here and just say these things, Joel. Don't do this to our audience.
You mean build something up so high and then not deliver?
No, build it up in general. You just came on here and it's just like season premiere. Respect our audience more than just come on here and just throw out these buzzwords.
Fine. We'll do a tag team title match and someone will get the belt. Does that sound good?
Stop it.
Plenty to talk about this morning, as always. Here, Tasha Steelz from Impact Wrestling is going to be joining us at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. So in about 25 minutes, looking forward to talking to Tasha ahead of Impact Bound for Glory, which is this Saturday. We'll be doing a post show on youtube.com/Fightful, as we always do. Myself and Steven Jensen, the great Steven Jensen, host of the Weekender podcast on Fightful Select, and of course the Spotlight with the one and only Jeremy Lambert on the main channel, and maybe Cresta Star if she decides that Collision isn't worth her time this particular week. I think it'll be more fun to cover Impact this week, but that's just my opinion. So
Saturday's gonna be busy.
Saturday and Battle of the Belts isn't happening on Saturday, isn't it? It is. Yeah,
that show's awful.
Battle of the Borts 8, baby.
Anyway. They got one match announced. I don't think the belts are changing hands in that match. I'm sure they'll throw on an ROH title match where the belt's not going to change hands there either. Yay, Battle of the Belts. Yay.
It's going to be Ethan Page versus Eddie Kingston. You just know it for the ROH title.
I'm cool with that.
It'll be a good match, but again, It's like, why isn't there, like, what's the final battle match at that point? Who knows?
The final battle is going to be Eddie against the returning Mark Briscoe.
Actually, I don't hate that. If he's in the ring and working out, it'd be nice to see Mark Briscoe make his return before the end of the year. So who knows? We'll see where we're at. But plenty going on. And Tasha's going to join us at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. So in about 25 minutes, we'll talk about Bound for Glory. We'll talk about Impact stuff. I have questions, and Jeremy also has them. And hopefully Tasha Steelz will have answers.
I'm going to ask Tasha Steelz.
Okay.
What's this trend with everyone needs to have a Z at the end of their name? That's my question.
What if she is going to tell you she did it first?
Cool. Good. And I respect that. All these people with the Z's at the end of their name. Billy Starks, Hardys, what are we doing? Dudleys. Is there like a family? Is there a family of end of name Z's that get together once a year for a reunion?
Miss Disease. Who else is there?
Throw all your Z names in the chats, everybody. So I have more. So I have more of this stuff.
DJ Z.
Yeah? DJ what? DJ Z. Yeah. Z Ion. Yeah. Jay Z. Did Jay Z start this? Is that why everyone decided to throw the Z at the end of their name?
That would work. Who knows? Billy Starks with a Z. There you go.
I said that one. I appreciate you still throwing it out there, but I said that one.
Put him out there.
ZZ from Tough Enough has 2. The Miz. Yeah, the Miz has a Z.
The Hardy Boys, the original Hardy Boys.
I said that one.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Showing me names that I've already said.
Oh, there you go. Like CC tough enough though. I know we said it, but I still like that one. In the Weeds is now going to rebrand with a Z. That's just how it is.
Is that how Z Gangsta? Oh man, Zeus is my man right there. Zeus is my man.
But we're doing end of the Z at the end, or is it any Z?
No, it's got to be Z at the end. It's got to be Z at the end. Yeah.
So like no Zelina Vega or Big Z.
No.
Luis, I did say Mr. Z's earlier. That was the first one.
I thought you misspoke. I thought you were like having a breakdown. Commander Aziz.
Commander Aziz. There you go. Yabba Dabba Kato right there.
Z's up in the chat. I don't know. Wait. Zoltan. What's it? Yeah, Zoltan. Yeah.
And this is how our show starts. It's not like we could do In the Weeds anymore because Vince McMahon doesn't have that going.
I like the rebrand to we add a Z at the end of Weeds. In the Weeds with a Z.
We already face the golden dollar sign every single time we go on the air at this point. It's very frustrating. Why not just do In the Weeds with a Z? Why not? Just go for it.
Yeah. Why would that get us the golden dollar sign?
With a Z? I don't know. People have weird ways of getting around it.
Getting around what?
Getting around the golden dollar sign.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, wouldn't this be hopefully a way around it? Is we use a Z instead of an S?
I have no idea, man. Every single time we post something goes weird. It's just the way the algorithm works.
I don't like the algorithm. Can we fight it?
We can, actually. It's Al Gore, and it's his rhythm. So you just got to fight Al Gore.
Al Gore has any rhythm. Al Gore gave us the internet, so I mean, we're screwed.
That's fair. He could take it away just like that. I will bring this one up. Senior Nerd said suggestions for new names in the show: the Jeremy Lambert and the Other White Guy Show. Thank you.
Fair.
The Somewhat Wrestling Podcast. That's a good one.
Also fair.
Off the Weeds. That one will definitely get us demonetized.
You gotta throw the baby off the weeds, baby.
Yes. And then the Sean Ross app doesn't pay us enough to do the show. That one is a little long, but it might actually take.
It's not as bad as the we don't need no stinking show name for our show.
That exists. There's a lot of that. Why is that persisting? Like, why do people think that's funny?
That one's been around for a while. I don't get it. That's a very long one. You try to like abbreviate that, and it's like, huh? What is this abbreviation? I can't abbreviate it. It's too long.
There.
You gotta, if you're trying to abbreviate with like more than 5 things, it's no, knock it off. Really, like 3 is the maximum that you should be doing. 4, I can maybe pass, but 3. All the greats had the 3, right? NBA, NHL, MLB, WWE, AEW. It's always 3.
Yeah, it's always 3.
It's always 3.
That's why we became In the Weeds.
You go more than that. You start the abbreviating. No, it's not good.
Did you see?
Leave a thumbs up on the video.
Yes, we get that. Get it. Come on, go. This ain't working. You're gonna get both. There you go. Nope. There we go. Yeah, leave a thumbs up on the video. And of course, subscribe to us here at Fightful. Overbooked. Our viewership tanked in the moment we tried to do that. And if you donate a super chat, any question or comment, get any amount, get your question or statement read on the air. That's the saying. It's too early in the morning. I've been up since 6. It's game over, man.
Louis, you gotta stop. You're gonna get us in trouble, Louis. Stop. In the fences? Can you be like in the fence? What if we were on the fence and then we just didn't go? It's bad if you're a boy, if you're straddling the fence. Not good. But like, what if we were on the fence and, we were like, I think this could be good. I think this could be bad. We just didn't pick a side on any topic.
The problem is that doesn't drive engagement. We need to be angry and yelly in order to get people watching us. That's what I've learned. Or
other side of the fence. That's technically because O and T you don't abbreviate. So it would be OSF.
And the thing is, there's so many wrestling podcasts and shows.
Fair, too many.
Yeah, there's nothing original anymore. You can't call it On the Mat because guess what? That definitely exists. When Ella J and I were trying to put together a name for our ill-fated audio-only podcast, we called it what do we call it? We called it The Run Sheet. And that was
the Run Sheet.
Yeah, no, thank you. I forgot my own podcast name.
Right.
It was a 6-week thing. Anyway, we tried. We were like trying to find a different name, and that was the closest thing we could get. That was like TV related, wrestling related, kind of like Tim and Joel Call It in the Ring originally was like that's way too long, and now just people call it Joel and Kate at 8.
I called it that first. I want my trademark.
You did. I will give you that. Thank you.
Now it's Joel and Kate whenever they kind of like get around to it. Maybe once a month, maybe every other week. Who knows? That's a pretty long show title name, but that's basically what it is.
Joel and Kate, whatever.
Yeah.
Call us Orange Cassidy.
Do people know the story of this show name? How it was not supposed to be In the Weeds? Because I had another name for it, and you were like, "No, I don't like that." And I was like, "Well, you're lame."
Can you refresh my memory because I do not remember. I remember how we came about doing this particular show, but I don't remember what the naming. Yeah, I remember that because I was sitting on the toilet when it happened.
Oh, okay.
That's how you remember most things, right?
Fair. Let's tell the origin story of In the Weeds here on this show as we try to come up with new names. By the way, this is actually, people are like, well, I mean, look, if you listen to our show at this point, you know that the first half hour is never wrestling. This is sort of wrestling related because Vince McMahon is literally no longer in the weeds. He can't do it anymore. He's just got an office job or something. I don't know what he's doing. He's being Vince McMahon, which isn't a good thing.
Not at all.
No. So that's why we're having this discussion, because the joke was, hey, In the Weeds, Vince can't do it anymore. We'll be in the weeds, ha ha ha, type of thing. But now he's literally not in the weeds anymore. So what are we doing? So this show came about because I did the one show a long time ago, earlier this year. I don't know how long it was, where I had, who was on there? Kate was on there. Phil Lindsay was on there. Mike from Indeed. I think you popped on. But like, I wanted to do a morning show type of thing. I'd listen to the Dan Patrick show a lot, and then driving back and forth a lot this year. I was always listening to sports talk radio. I wanted to do something like that. Just have a guest, have other people, have fun with it. And so I wanted to try to maybe start that up. I didn't want to do it alone because that seemed like a lot of work. And I already had enough work on my plate. And then Joel tweeted that, hey, I want to do a morning show, or I wanted to do like more stuff. I was like, all right, let's talk.
I'll interject here. It was okay. My kid had just started daycare, and I realized we were going to be waking up early every day, and I would have a lot of time on my hands. So I got to shift my schedule. And that's where I was like, well, should probably start a morning show. And that's how we started this thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I wanted to do it originally, especially after I did that little like pop-in show that I did on the channel. But I knew that was going to be a lot of work to do all this stuff, and just me solo, it ain't great. So I wanted a co-host anyway for it. But I already had the idea sort of fleshed out. The original name of this show before Joel shot it down, you can all blame Joel Pearl for this, by the way, as you can blame him for everything, was going to be This Business. We weren't really going to talk about business or anything. Like, I don't really do any of that. People get mad at us when we talk about ratings for some reason. Like one person gets mad at us. I don't know if anybody does. It's an inside shoot right there, baby. So it was going to be called This Business because I used that a very long time ago, and I was going to bring it back, and it's going to have great t-shirts and stuff. And then Joel's like, I don't like that. Nope.
Shit ain't marketable.
And I was like, Joel, then come up with a name. And of course, you have no good ideas, Joel Pearl. And so you had no ideas for a name of this show. I want to go back. I want to see if I can like find some of these names you attempted to pitch, which were all awful.
Just go back to April. It would have been April.
Yeah, I know it would have been April, but we send a lot of DMs to try to set this show up and stuff. So
yeah, we have
scrolling up takes a while.
And that app sucks.
It does.
It's
you
just
gotta pay $1 for it now.
Yeah, that's true. This business, by the way, we would have spelt it with a Z.
See, look how good this would have been. We should have done it.
Mike's got it. Good job, Joel. That name is boring.
Oh, Mike who?
2 Z's. DBZ
Mike.
Mike. DBZ Mike. Don't time out DBZ. He's a drag.
I'm not on the page. I'm going through these DMs to try to find the names you pitched. So So I'm not even looking at the screen right now. The chat could be burying me for all I know.
I mean, Luis is trying to get you to bring back the black glove gimmick that you did 3 years ago.
That was a good gimmick.
That
I
was
don't have a black glove laying around here anymore. God, that was when I had to do the SmackDown post show. And remember Sean? Do people know this story where Sean was like, "You got to tone down the sarcasm."
I mean, that's how
Imagine that, everybody.
that's how Alex Pulaski got his own show behind the paywall.
Imagine that, everybody. Sean Ross Sapp messaged me and was like, "You gotta tone down the sarcasm."
You were just giving him more work because you just know people were texting him, just being like, "Is that other guy seriously like? Is
Yes,
that how he feels?" You were just giving him more work.
that's legitimately what it was, though.
I believe it.
People messaging him and it was like, they can't tell if you're serious. We got to have like a serious review, and I'm like, really? That's what we're doing? Like, I got to do this? That sucks. Like, I don't want to tone down into sarcasm because like, no, that sounds terrible. Okay, here we go. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
I found like the starting point of when this all started because I'd have to send you we were still doing, what was that show we used to do where we put me over and all my great work?
Newsworthy.
Yeah.
That was a good show that ran for a while, but then took a lot of time to put together. The post-production on it was simple, but man, it was time consuming.
Was it?
No, I just did it on Friday nights because I was lazy.
What to say? We recorded it. When we recorded on Friday mornings.
We would do it on Friday mornings, and then
Yeah.
I would do the editing that night because I'd have to gather all of the news articles that we had. It was more just the copy. It was having to do the copy and pasting and the copy itself, like the written word descriptions and all that, because I had to like hyperlink everything and just make sure all the links were proper. And I kept a note. It was a lot of extra work that just wasn't great.
Look how much Joel complains, everybody. Everyone remember this.
Remember how much I do for this channel website? I don't know. I keep busy.
Look at Joel always complaining about this stuff.
Right.
Okay. I actually can't find. I found where I pitched the name in the weeds. Did we talk on the air about this? It might have been an on the air conversation.
Maybe we did. Maybe we got in a room together and started talking about it.
Sorry, everybody.
That
got ruined.
Wow, you've ruined the season premiere of In the Weeds.
Stop calling it that.
Well, it's whatever. What else you got?
Stop calling it that. Yeah, I legitimately can't find where you pitched any show names. That's your contribution to this anyway, just nothing. So that makes sense.
That's fair. Tasha Steelz from Impact Wrestling joins us in about 10 minutes. So clearly any conversation we were going to have is like just non-existent.
Read the super chat, Joel.
I will read the super chat, a very generous one from our pal Throwback. Hope he's doing well. A name should be the Point God and the Rock Star. What's good, guys? Miss you. Life's been sad. I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I really do hope that things get better and that you are doing well. I do hope that. I see some photos of you and the kid. He's a cute kid. So let's go. Let's get to the question. With Jade floating around between brands, do you see her in the Brock position where she floats between brands, or do you see her winning the Royal Rumble? Thank you, guys. Thank you, first of all, Throwback. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Throwback.
Let's answer. So Jade, we got a couple minutes, and we'll flesh this out maybe a little bit more after our conversation with Tasha Steelz. Jade can literally do this to us because we only got a few minutes to talk about it. But Jade showed up at the end of NXT on the TV screen waiting for her Uber Eats order. Where are you? And we don't know where she's going to be. She's been on Raw. She's been on SmackDown. She's been on NXT. She got out of the car 2 weeks ago. Now she's getting in the building and she's interacting with the talent. This is good stuff. We talked about it on Monday. What do you think? Jade showed up on NXT, and I still think that deadline is on the horizon for not only her first appearance, but maybe her first title win.
Deadline's until December.
You bet. November's coming up fast.
I mean, it's only October 18th. It's coming up in however many days it takes to get to November.
But about 12 days. 12, 13 days.
12? No?
13 days till November?
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, buddy. I'm telling you, we're more than halfway through the month of October.
Oh yeah. No, November 1st is literally 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
So 2 weeks
So
from today is
14 days.
Okay. What a discussion this is.
Yes, I think we're gonna have to pick it up. We will pick it up once we finish off with Tasha Steelz, because I feel like she's gonna pop in any second, and we'll be like waist deep in Jade talk. We'll be in the weeds, as they were.
There you go, Joel. What are we talking? Waist deep in Jade talk.
We're still trying to find a new name for this show, so waist deep is what I got.
Waist deep. We're not calling it that.
Waist deep in wrestling, but you don't spell it WAIST. You spell it WASTE. No, not it. I guess it's not it.
So okay, so wait, the acronym would be W. Spelled waist deep.
Jeff's got it.
Just got it. Just got it. W D WDW, waist deep in wrestling, because you don't need the I.
You don't need the I.
Yeah.
Yeah, WDIW.
No, no I.
WDW.
WDW.
Yeah, it's like WCW, but we actually continue for more than 83 weeks.
WDW. That's a, I don't know about that. I don't feel like I can say that a lot.
Professor
WDW, where the white guys talk. Look at the adjective talk.
Welcome to every wrestling podcast out there. Oh God. Man, thank God for other voices in this space, because we would be so lost as humans if there weren't other more diverse people talking about it in the space. Okay. Oh, God bless. Anyway, we got a couple minutes here. We really are just killing time, because we were like, hey, we'll start with the topic, and then that'll bring us to our interview, and then we just started talking about names.
I used to do a show, or have a segment on a show called Killing Time Between Fights. It was when I covered like MMA. That's all it was. You just kill time between the actual fights and stuff. I think I stole this from Dan Patrick, who said like killing time between games. Maybe that's what we call a show. Killing time between matches. That's the intermission is what we'll call us.
I feel like we need to pitch that to MLW, and maybe they'll pick that up, or maybe Warrior. They'll bring us on to do a killing time segment.
Killing time between matches. Remember MLW tried that like insider gimmick that lasted like one show.
Yes, people are still talking about that as if they can get a gig with that, and I very much approve of the idea of getting a gig trying to talk about wrestling on a wrestling show.
I'll message Court right now. I'm like, Court, can we try this? Can we do this? Me and Joel Pearl will be like Stephen A. and Skip Bayless, just yelling about, I don't think Alex Kane has what it takes to defeat Jacob Fatu.
I love that you're trying to pronounce the name.
Yeah, that's the
I know. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't think that's gonna work for me, brother. I just don't. This is the name. Pearl Lamb is perfect. It'll be Edge's favorite podcast.
Oh gosh. I
got myself with that one because of the double meaning.
I taught the kid how to say that doesn't work for me, brother. I was trying to get one of the kids to do a Hurricane Rana on me last night, right? And so they're going for the Hurricane Rana, or they needed to get ready for their little gimmick they got to do at night. And the wife is like, come on, we need to go get ready. And the kid goes, we're over here working, brother. And then I try to get the kid to go, yeah, thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up for me teaching my children wrestling terms. So we're doing the Hurricane Rana and stuff. And the wife is like, yeah, so anytime Jeremy wants to beat you up, you just tell him, that doesn't work for me, brother. And I say, yeah, anytime like we ask you to do anything, just say, that doesn't work for me, brother. So now we're going to ask the kid, like, hey, go clean your room. And they're going to hit us with, that doesn't work for me, brother. This is the worst parenting I've ever done in my life, is teaching the children the term, that doesn't work for me, brother. So my father of the year, my stepfather of the year award has been taken after I graciously accepted it earlier in the year by introducing the children and getting them to love the great Taylor Swift. It's now gone.
Yeah, but you got to take them to the movie now.
I want to. I do. The wife graciously said, like, I'll take them and stuff. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like, I know you're not like the biggest fan in the world. Like I have no problem taking it. My gimmick was I didn't want to go see the movie because I still want to go see the concert. So I'm torn, but I will take the children to the movie if they want to go see the movie because it's all about the kids at the end of the day, right? We can be wrestling dads, dude. All right, so here's the thing. If I would do this name on one condition only.
Effie joins us once a week for content.
No, one condition only. First episode, Christian's got to show up.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
If we can get Christian on this show, then we'll do the name Wrestling Dads. But then it's only going to stick for one show because Christian's going to kill the show. So
we're going to have to rebrand just for one episode for Christian.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I would do it for him. Just him, though. There's no one else.
If Christian Cage was to show up, it didn't have to be a long segment. I just need like a minute with Christian. Just be like, heard you guys were the Wrestling Dads. And then that's really all I care about that he says. I don't even need a promo or anything. Just showing up. Heard you guys were the Wrestling Dads. And that's it. And we'll be the Wrestling Dads. But we got to have Christian for this. That's the only way we're doing this.
Yeah. Someone will get us a cameo from Christian where he says a lot more, but we'll just take the part where he says, I heard you were the Wrestling Dads. And then we just hard cut and be like, there it is. Christian has christened us the Wrestling Dads.
Do we need a comma? I'm terrible with this. Wrestling, comma, dads?
Well, no, let's really confuse people. We can be the Wrestling Dads who talk about wrestling while we were also Wrestling Dads. We'll just wrestle dads.
That doesn't sound sanitary.
I mean, one would assume we wash our hands beforehand.
Oh, okay. Fair. We can do that.
I think so. Anyway, we've spent a half an hour trying to rebrand our show. So clearly we are ready for whatever conversations we're about to have. If our guest is ready, she can give us a thumbs up. Let's rock and roll. This Saturday, October 21st, live from Cicero Stadium. It's sold out in Chicago. It's Impact Bound for Glory. Joining us now, the one and only Tasha Steelz. Good morning.
What up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys?
We're well. How are you?
I'm chilling, getting ready for Saturday, Bound for Glory. Big things go on, okay, for Team Adams, myself, Deonna Purrazzo. We looking to take some tag team goals, okay? Want to bring it back to Jersey.
Let's talk about that. So yourself and Deonna Purrazzo are going to take on MK Ultra, the team of Killer Kelly, Masha Slamovich. They're the Knockouts Tag Team Champions. You're calling yourselves Team Adams. How do we get to the name Team Adams for Tasha Steelz and Deonna Purrazzo?
Well, Team Adams is the beginning. That's where we started. That's where it all started in Team Adams Academy in Wharton, New Jersey. Damian Adams, the head trainer, the best trainer in the world to me. And that's where we started. It's been since like 2015 for me when I first met Deonna and Damian and where I first started training. And ever since then, we've trained together, we've traveled together, we broke bread together. We've done some crazy things, stories I can't tell. But it's just been a long journey for the both of us, and we've been doing it together. Which is a good thing. And she's one of my best friends, and to have this tag match and this tag title match with her, it's definitely a dream come true. I've won the title with one of my closest friends, and to this Saturday win the title with not only one of my training buddies but one of my other closest friends, it's just a big thing for me. So Team Adams has just been the beginning. So it's just been embedded in us since 2015.
You mentioned teaming with one of your close friends, Kiera Hogan, Deonna Purrazzo, another former Knockouts Tag Team Champion. She won it with one of her close friends, Chelsea Green. What is it like kind of teaming with your close friend, and the difference between teaming with someone like Kiera and with someone like Deonna?
Well, with Deonna knows me a lot more than Kiera does, because of course, Deonna helped train me. So she knows my strengths. She knows my weaknesses. She knows how I am in the ring. And we have the most amazing chemistry together. And we know just how each other is thinking without even saying it, you know. And that was kind of the same thing with Kiera and I. Kiera and I, we can show up to pay-per-views and tapings, and we wouldn't even have to talk about it. We wouldn't have to say anything. We wouldn't even have to text or call each other. Like, everything would just be on point, from our outfits to our entrance to everything. Like, everything will be on point for us. And I think that's why we're the most entertaining during the pandemic time. Like, it was us two just being out there being the most entertaining. But the greatest thing about tagging with, you know, someone that you're very close with, a close friend, is the fact that you two do know each other in and out of the ring. You know each other personally, you know each other professionally, and you know how each other works. So sometimes one of us is not together and the other person got to get them together, you know, and vice versa. So that's just one of the greatest things, working with both of these ladies. They both know me. Deanna knows me 10 times more than Kiera does, but still, it's me teaming with both of my closest friends, and I can't ask for anything much.
You talked about working hard during the pandemic times. I would be remiss, as someone who covers Impact for the website, I have to ask about the Undead Realm and your experiences within it. Because listen, for better or worse, the Undead Realm always gets people talking. So I need your unbiased opinion on your experiences in the Undead Realm.
Well, you don't want to go there. Okay, so I didn't fully have the full experience in the Undead Realm. You got to talk to Kiera about that. She's been there, I think, way too many times, but she's able to get out. So I kind of had a little sneak peek into the Undead Realm, but you know, I ended up getting out before I got too deep in. So but one thing is, you don't want to go there. That's just, it doesn't matter how tough you are, how strong you are, you just don't want to go there. Just don't do it. Don't go there.
You took a little time off from Impact earlier this year. What was the time off like, and then coming back, how did you feel getting back into the mix with everything?
Well, you know, I had to up the flavor. So, you know, I had to get in the kitchen and just start cooking a little bit more. You know, I felt like the flavor I was giving, it was just a little bit, but you know, I had to add some seasoning to it. I had to, you know, get the right ingredients and all that in, you know. So once I fully develop everything of the flavor that I am, I said, you know what, it's time to return. And what better way than Impact 1000, celebrating 1000 episodes, celebrating the history of the knockouts. Of course you had to have flavor in there. So boom, there I was, surprise.
I know a chef's not supposed to give away the secrets, but I gotta ask.
Don't ask.
I got
Okay,
sorry,
go ahead and
I
ask.
gotta ask.
Go ahead and ask.
What was some of the flavors we're working with? What are we up in the game with? Because I'll be honest, I've followed you. I've heard that answer from you before, so I gotta pull a little bit more out if I can. What was the flavor? What were we getting from the kitchen over the last 5 months between March and September?
See, if I tell you, then I have to hurt you. And I don't want to hurt you. I think you're a really great guy. So I don't want to hurt you if I tell you. The chef is not supposed to give away the secret sauce. So if I give away the secret sauce, then everybody knows how flavor works. So I cannot tell how flavor is.
Okay. I disagree right there, Tasha. Joel Pearl is a terrible person, and you should want to hurt him for asking these kind of questions. Do you know how many people in Impact want to beat him up? Yes, there's a lot. There is a lot. So we can add your name to a prestigious list that actually includes Deonna Purrazzo and her husband, Steve Macklin.
Yeah.
So
wait a minute. So you, Deonna and Steve have you on the list. So you want to get beat by 3 Jersey people? Do you know the anger that we kind of have when we fight out there? Like, it's a lot. Like, we have a lot of aggression. It's more than ruthless, okay? We have a lot of aggression when we go out there and we fight. I don't think you want to get beat up by 3 Jersey people, okay? 2 is the worst, but 3, you might as well just call it quits.
Hey man, my sister lives in Jersey. Her husband, so they got kids. They can take you down, okay?
So you know how a Jersey person is. So why would you gotta work your way to get off our list, okay? Everybody else, I don't know, but Steve, Deonna, and I, you've got to work to get off our list, because that's not good at all. That's not good at all.
All right. Well, there's another list that's going around, and that is the Knockouts World Championship match at Bound for Glory. Trinity, Mickie James, someone that you have a lot of experience with. I want your thoughts on the match between Trinity and Mickie James, and also, you know, you've defeated Mickie James before, but not Trinity. So let's get your thoughts on the record, Trinity and Mickie James, and what's coming for Tasha.
You're right. You're right. I have not defeated Trinity. In fact, I haven't even been in the ring with Trinity, and I am looking forward to that. You know, whether it's title or not, I definitely would love to make some magic with Trin and I. But you know, aside from that, Mickie James versus Trinity, I think, besides that Knockouts tag title is going to be match of the night. Because I believe this is a long time coming for both ladies. And I think they've been wanting to get in the ring with each other for a very long time, and they finally get the chance to it. And it's for the Knockouts World Championship. So definitely am looking forward to that match. I can't wait to see these two tear it up. They're definitely gonna. I know they have great chemistry in the ring, so I know they're gonna just tear it up out there. You know, I would give Trinity the cheat code to defeating Mickie James, but I just like to keep that all to myself. I don't like to, I'm not going to give that away. So I want her to try and figure that out on her own if she can defeat the legendary Mickie James, because there's only one greatest that beat the greatest, and that's Tasha Steelz.
I want to go back to, I apologize, this is a bad memory, but Impact Slammiversary 2020. 2022, sorry. Queen of the Mountain match. This is where you unfortunately lost the Knockouts Championship. But what was it like competing in that match? And I know you and I believe Jordan Grace, and really everybody was pushing for the Queen of the Mountain match to finally be part of this in the Knockouts division. So what was that experience like in that match and then getting that on the pay-per-view?
Well, I didn't push for it because this was a disadvantage to the champ. Okay. I didn't push for this at all. Like, I didn't want this at all. I wanted to know who came up with this and why did I have to get in it. It could have been a number one contenders Queen of the Mountain match. It didn't have to be me in it, but whatever. No, it was a great experience. I love first evers. I love to be a part of first evers. That's history making, you know, and I call myself the history maker. And us girls, we went out there not having a clue about this match. Like, we've never, none of us has never been in it before. There's been a King of the Mountain, but there's never been a Queen of the Mountain. So we're still trying to figure out what the heck this match is. But, you know, we made it work. Unfortunately, I did lose. You know, not fair or square at all. I did not, no. But at the end of the day, I'm still looking for my get back on that title. So it doesn't matter who is going to be champion, whether it's Trinity, whether it's Mickie James, whether it's Jordan Grace Deanna herself. It doesn't matter who's going to be champion later down the line. When Flavor's ready to take that back and own what's hers, I'm going to take it.
There's a promotion out there that's synonymous with Impact Wrestling. It's called IPWF. Have you heard of it, Tasha?
It sounds familiar. I think I've seen a couple episodes. Go on.
I'm hearing that they're going to be in Toronto in about a month. They're going to be doing some work. And there's someone. Her name is Tina Tiki. She looks an awful lot like you, actually. I don't know if you've seen that. Tina
Tiki, who is that? Is she trying to look like me? She trying to have all this flavor? She can't have. You better tell her. Where is she from?
From what I get, she's part of a tag team called Volcanic Activity. Her and her tag team, Lucy Luau.
So we're from Hawaii or something like that?
So, yeah.
Okay, all right. Somebody need to tell her she cannot have any. I mean, not even a slew of all this flavor. Okay, so whoever this Tina Tiki is, she better fall back. That's on period.
You're going to be keeping an eye out and maybe trying to see if the stars of IPWF are...
I mean, if I hear about this Tina Tiki, then I'm going to have to show up to Toronto and let her know what's up, because there's only one Flavor Gang leader, and that's Tasha Steelz. There ain't no Tina Tiki. What is that? Tina Tiki? What is a Tina Tiki?
Going to have to ask her, I guess.
It's a good name. I honestly like it. Tina Tiki, though. It is a good name.
Yeah. If she looks like me, then no. But we'll have to see. If she shows up in Toronto, somebody give me a call. I'm only a flight away. It only takes about an hour from where I am. So I'll just get there and show up and show out to her real quick.
You competed in the knockouts, the Queen of the Mountain match. You've also competed in the Ultimate X match. What was that experience like, being part of Knockouts Ultimate X?
Oh man, that was amazing. That I pushed for. That I believe Jordan, Grace, and I pushed for that one. That wasn't even, I don't think was supposed to happen. And us girls, we just kept pushing for it and push for it. Like we said, we love first evers. if the guys can do it, so can we. And we show it every single time. So when we finally did get this match, we were just like hella excited. And then when like the setup happened and I looked up, I was like, oh shoot, I might fall like 15 feet from here. This is not gonna be good. I mean, the guys, they're like what, 6 feet tall or so. So it's like when them hitting the ground, they can land on their feet, but you know, I'm 5'3", so I'm way shorter. So it's just the impact is gonna be worse. But nonetheless, I'm the Boricua badass, so you know, there's just nothing I can handle. But it was just a great experience doing this and being able to win it and be the first ever Knockouts Ultimate X winner. And if there is not another Ultimate X, which I believe it should be, but I am happy to say I can go down in the history books as the first ever and maybe possibly the only. So, but it was fun. The falling part hurt like hell, but it was a lot of fun.
Shifting back to Bound for Glory and your Knockouts tag title match, someone that you have been in the ring with is Killer Kelly. You've had a series of matches with her. What did you learn from your first encounters with Killer Kelly, and what's going to change this time? Because Masha Slamovich is also a completely different breed of wrestler as well, going against yourself and Deonna Purrazzo.
Oh yeah, well, here's the thing. Deonna has been in the ring with Masha. I have been in the ring with Killer Kelly. And the both of them, you know, switching out, Masha hasn't been in the ring with me and Killer Kelly hasn't been in the ring with Deonna. So Deonna and we could just talk about, you know, how these two work. And that's just, you know, I don't want to give away strategy wise, but, you know, it's just a little something we can talk about, you know, how she has defeated Masha before. I have defeated Killer Kelly. The first time of me facing Killer Kelly, yes, I kind of underestimated her because she's walking into the flavor division. Who are you? And you did not check in with the OG. So I kind of underestimated her a little bit, you know, but eventually I got her number and I beat her. So now going into this tag match I say Team Adams have the upper advantage right now because Masha has never defeated Deonna and Killer Kelly has just took this loss from me. So, you know, I say we have the, you know, upper advantage of defeating them for the tag titles, but we're not going to underestimate them. You know, they are a little bit crazy when they're in the ring and they have their little style that they do, but, you know, we know how to maneuver around that and defeat them.
I want to ask about the growth of Deonna because we've seen her from when she first started to all the way now and becoming the virtuosa. And you know, she went through a lot of ups and downs throughout her career. But you mentioned she trained you. So just the overall growth of Deonna and what you've seen in her from when you first started in working with her to now to where I don't think it's a stretch to say she's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world.
No, you hit that right on the money. To me, she is one of the best technical women's wrestlers in the world. I have not seen anyone with a style like Deonna that is so fluent and can just transition just like that in anything. If there's anybody that's seen her growth over the years, you know, of course, besides, you know, her other two best friends, it's me, you know, because I've been with her since the beginning and I've traveled with her and trained with her. She has just been just an amazing person, and she doesn't let things get to her too much. She knows how to just step back and analyze things, and she knows how to just overcome. You know, she's very resilient, and that's what I love about her. And it's very motivational for someone like me. And, you know, times if I'm down, I know how to look to her and call her and, you know, find out like what to do and how to get better. And also we call our trainer, Damian Adams, every single time. Like we send him our matches. Like, all right, we messed up here. Like, what can we do to get better here? And you know, he just talks to us and let us know, like, all right, maybe if you do things this way instead of this way. And we just figure things out from there. But her growth has just been amazing. I think she's definitely had those ups and downs. But she didn't, like I said, never let it get to her too much, because look at her now. You know, she's been Knockout of the Year several times. She came into Impact and she's won the Knockouts World Championship. I believe she's 3 times Knockout World Champion, 3-time World Knockout World Champion, and soon to be 2-time Knockout World Tag Champion. So it's just a list of things that, what can she do? She can do it all, basically. And she's traveled the world. She's wrestled the best of the best. And it's only up from here for her. And I'm happy to be a part of the ride with her.
Got one last for you, and then we'll let you go. A lot of new knockouts have come and gone throughout your time here in Impact. Of the new breed, the new knockouts that are coming in, name one singles match you want, one tag team match you want.
Well, I want that match with Trinity, for one.
Of course.
Definitely. I would love, besides the match with MK Ultra, let's see, a tag match. You know, I always said this, and it's not gonna happen, you guys, because somebody's a hater, but everyone wants to see Hardcore Flavor, myself and Mickie James tag, but you know, somebody is just not wanting to let that happen. We're not gonna say any name, Mickie James, but I would love to see us tag at least one time, you know, before it's all over for the both of us. But yeah, definitely anybody versus Hardcore Flavor, and of course myself versus Trin.
There you go. You can catch Impact Bound for Glory this Saturday, October 21st, live from Cicero Stadium. It's sold out in Chicago. And then you can also catch the next night. There's going to be the fallout from Bound for Glory at Cicero Stadium, Sunday, October 22nd. Tasha Steelz, Deonna Purrazzo are taking on MK Ultra for the Knockouts Tag Team titles. Very excited for that match. Tasha Steelz, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Anything else you want to plug?
Of course, you know, you have to follow your girl if you haven't already, if you want to get all this flavor, at Real T Steelz on Instagram and Twitter. Or is it X now? We say X. We don't say
Twitter.
Still Twitter. Okay. All right. I tweet. I say I tweet. But yeah, follow your girl at Real T Steelz. Yes, please tune in. Fight TV, 8 p.m. Saturday night, because we are sold out. We sold that mother effer.
You can say it. You're fine. We're way past.
You know, I'm trying to calm down on my curse words because they said I'm like a little sailor. So you know,
we respect
I gotta bring
that
it
around
down
here.
just a little bit. It's felt like 10 something in the morning, so I have to at least give it some time. I wait now until like the very beginning of the afternoon. So once the clock strikes 12 in the afternoon, oh, you believe me, I'm letting it fly.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere. It's 12 o'clock.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere. Well, shit then.
We did it.
There we go. Thank you, Tasha.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, the one and only Tasha Steelz, folks. That was so much fun. Really, really appreciate Impact Wrestling and Tasha for joining us this morning. Good stuff, Jeremy.
I appreciate that another person from Impact wants to beat you up, Joel Pearl.
Every single time, I swear to God. I don't deserve.
You do this to yourself. You know that. You were even like, you set yourself up there. You were like, I gotta ask, I gotta press on this. And she's like, don't do it. And then you did it anyway. And I'm like, oh, she's friends with Deonna, who is obviously married to Macklin. They already don't like you, Joel. What are you doing?
Let them share notes. What's the worst that could happen?
What are you doing, Joel? Shout out to Tasha Steelz. That was fantastic. She was great. Very fun talking to her. And everybody can check out Impact Bound for Glory on Saturday. It is sold out. It'll be on Fight. You can order the pay-per-view. We'll have plenty of coverage here on Fightful.com as well, including a post show.
We will have a post show. Main channel, myself, Steven Jensen, who hosts the Weekender podcast on Fightful Select, and the Spotlight with Jeremy Lambert every Thursday morning over on youtube.com/Fightful. And of course, Cresta Star, if she decides to come to work this week. On Saturday. She'll be with me on Thursday, but I don't know about Saturday. She might do the Collision show, but in her heart of hearts, she knows that the Impact Bound for Glory post show will be the show to cover.
She should go Rick Rude and show up on both shows like I did last week on the NXT and AEW post shows. But then Mansoor comes in here and he gets all the glory. I'm over here pulling Rick Rude's, and then Mansoor comes in here. One, creates work for me, which I don't appreciate that he does. And then that's all anybody can talk about is, oh, did you see Mansoor on the post show? Did you see him on the post show? I was like, who cares about him? I was on both of them at the same time. I was Rick Rude up in here. No one just Mansoor. I got heat with this guy, Joel. I got a lot of heat with him.
I feel like we should have him on our show and see if he can, keep up with us.
How's he keeping up with us?
I don't know. had a good conversation just now, so that helps.
What?
I don't
Are
know.
you okay, Joel?
I haven't been okay in a long time.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Do you want to talk about it?
No, I'm good. Let's
All right.
let's circle back to these super chats. Throwback had thrown us a super chat earlier when we kind of started talking about it. With Jade, he first asked the Brock position, aka floating between brands, according to him, and then do we see Jade Cargill winning the Rumble? So, like I said earlier, she's been on all 3 shows: NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. She showed up on NXT last night, waiting for her DoorDash to show up, but she's doing the Judge Judy. And we don't know where Jade Cargill's going to land. Where do you see her landing, Jeremy Lambert? And on top of that, do you see her winning the Royal Rumble this year? It's a very early prediction.
I think she's going to be on Raw. That's my first thought. I don't think she's going to win the Rumble. Kind of think Becky wins that to set up the Rhea match. That's my initial thoughts on things. Here's what I'm doing with Jade, though. You got GMs now, right? You got GMs. You got Adam Pearce on Raw. You got Nick Aldis on SmackDown. There's no, I guess, NXT GM. Is it Sean? He's on screen. Cody, by the way, fumbled this one night GM thing. He should have signed her. What are we doing, Cody?
He has all the opportunity too. He knows her. He brought her in.
Yeah. Your big last minute decision was to put Trick Williams in the match, and then he got beat up, so he wasn't even in the match. But Cody fumbled it on here. He should have signed her as his last big thing as the GM. My point is, you got GMs now. They should be, and they're kind of doing this a little bit, but I want them to go a little bit more on it. They should be courting her. Like, here's the offer right here. We got you a 2-year deal, player option on the 3rd year, 1.5 mil a year. Then people, you can't use like real numbers and stuff because then,
people get weird.
Yeah. But then the women should be jealous. Charlotte should be coming up there, but wait, she's getting 1.5 a year. She improved nothing. I'm not getting that. Then we could get some real NBA drama going. Of like, why's this person making so much on this show here? So, Cody dropped the ball. 2, I do think that they should have the GMs kind of courting her, trying to make these contract offers here. That's just my thought on it. I think Aldis and Pierce should be tossing numbers, tossing perks. That creates automatic storylines too, because then you got, whoever, whether it be Charlotte, whether it be someone lower on the card, Natalya. Natalya's an easy first opponent, right? Everybody beats Natalya. Shout out to Natalya, she rules. But Natalya's like, why is she getting all this? I've been here 16 years. Ain't offering me no first class flights or anything. Ain't offering me, my cat's no place to stay. Cat's got to stay at the home. They can't go on the road with me. I want the big free agent courting.
I also I want Jade to sign quote unquote somewhere, be exclusive to one brand, because the free agent thing just it's reserved for John Cena. It's reserved for people who really, really, really know that talent. And this isn't a knock on Jade. She's not. It's just like Nick Aldis. People were like, oh my God, it's going to, Nick Aldis is going to debut. Well, guess what? Nick Aldis debuted and people were like, what happened to Drake Maverick? He got swole and grew a bunch of inches. People don't all know who Jade is, and that's fine. They're going to get to know her by putting her on a brand and building her as a centerpiece star. They're doing a good job right now. I don't want necessarily to see her on as a free agent because she's not quote unquote big enough for that. I think people understand what I mean when I say that. So instead, I would rather have her sign exclusively to one. Feels like they're going to do NXT, but maybe that's just recency bias. And the reason for that being, obviously, she learns and grows with the talent. She has the eyes on her. And also, I go back to the rights fees. They're still working on a deal. Nothing's been established. Nothing's been announced. Nothing's happened yet. Jade on NXT for a short amount of time until that rights fee is negotiated. And then they'll move her to Raw because they're negotiating both shows together. So again, the transfer of talent continues and nobody gets upset about the money exchange.
I think she should be exclusive to one brand, but I want the big courting process.
I agree. Yes.
They're already doing it. She's already on all these shows. I want them to up it a little bit. They did this with who? Like Batista. I think that was when he won the Rumble and they're trying to figure out what contract he was going to sign. They've done this with like the free agent signing thing before, but that's the point of having these GMs, right? So you can do stories like this. You can do it. So I want to get into that a little bit. We saw, because I know the thumbnail has Judgment Day winning. We saw Judgment Day win the tag team titles, right? How'd they win? Jimmy Uso comes out, interferes, kicks Jade, kicks Jade, helps win the titles. All right, fine. We'll talk about the tag team title victory a little bit more. But this is the point of the GMs, right? Why is Jimmy just randomly allowed to be on this show? Shouldn't Adam Pearce be like, why is this SmackDown dude just showing up on my show? What are we doing here? All this. And then explain it of like, there's a fine or something for having this talent appear. Paul Heyman can pay the fine. Roman can pay the fine. Like, Roman's happy that Jimmy did this because, you know, he ran the play that Roman, I assume, called Hot Route. Like, he's happy that he did it, but there's got to be some type of repercussion for it. That is the point of having these GMs. If people are still just going to go back and forth, the GMs are stupid. The GMs are pointless at that point. I want some type of repercussion from Jimmy. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Again, just make it a fine, but at least make it make sense of there. So I just don't have people coming in and out of show. And then you're trying to tell me that these people are brand exclusive type of thing.
So I agree with you, and we'll see on Friday if Nick Aldis does a thing where he's like, you showed up on Raw. You weren't supposed to be there. This is not your show. I'm fining you. And then maybe Roman takes exception or whatever. Like, as long as there's some sort of tie-up, something that ties it together and, you know, put some sort of like bow on the crossing of streams, then we'll be good. But it's going to take some time. Again, I think as we lead into the Survivor Series talk, and that won't come until after Crown Jewel, which is still 3 weeks away, 2 weeks, 2 and a half weeks away. Because of that, I think we'll still see people crossing over because WWE loves to do that. We're locking down everybody in the name of brand supremacy until like the last 2 weeks when the invasion angles happen.
Yeah.
It's happening. It's happening. Get security. God bless.
So somebody mentioned it was Rhea. She made a call. I mean, that's fine if like Rhea made the call, but there's still got to be like some type of repercussion for it. It can't just be, hey, make a call, show up. Like, I remember Paul Heyman, they did the visitor pass gimmick. Now that you have GMs, that's the point of what these GMs should be here for. Right. That is what they should be here for. Otherwise, they are just authority figures floating in the wind, which that's what Adam Pearce was doing anyway. If you're going to put these people on screen and you're going to give them authority and you're going to make them kind of a centerpiece of a show, and I understand they're not in every segment or anything, but they are there. We know them. We know their roles. We know their titles and all this stuff. Have them be useful in this sense. And again, maybe this is my sports brain. I think of GMs. I think of sports and, you make trades, you make free agent signings. You do got to pay a fine for like tampering and everything. You lose draft picks for tampering. Like this is stuff that should happen if you're gonna announce these GMs out there. And it could be a simple thing, like you said. They go backstage and all this is like, hey, you showed up, I gotta find you. It doesn't be that. All this doesn't even have to like put it on there. It could be Pierce being like, hey, your guy showed up, and all this is like, yeah, I know, like, you know, Heyman's already paid the fine. That's it. Quick line. Paul Heyman already paid the fine for him showing up. That at least tells you, guy on SmackDown showed up on Raw. Somebody had to pay for fine for that. Guy on Raw wants to show up on SmackDown. You're going to get fined for that. And hey, if they're willing to pay this money, pay the fine, cool. Not everybody's got Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns money. So pick and choose your spots.
We'll go back to tag teams in a sec. I wanted to circle back on the Jade conversation because there was talk about Rumble. I'll give you my thoughts. I don't think Jade should win the Royal Rumble. I think there is a better story for Jade Cargill having the person who throws her over the ropes being the person that she potentially feuds with. You could have her do an Elimination Chamber, but I would rather Becky win the Elimination Chamber. I don't know who wins the Rumble. We haven't done Charlotte, have we? We still have
Charlotte winning the Rumble
twice. I got to remember this whole thing. There's a whole, anyway, the point is it could be Charlotte, could be Bianca Belair coming back. But either way, I don't see Jade winning the Rumble. And contrary to what Jeremy was thinking, I don't see Becky winning the Rumble. I see Becky maybe winning an Elimination Chamber match because Becky's whole character from the get-go has been, fighting underdog type of thing, at least on main roster. So her winning the Elimination Chamber, maybe from the beginning point, or at least just being in the chamber creates a different story for her. That's where I'm at.
Okay. You know, we've got a few months to see how this plays out. A lot of things can change in a few months.
Yeah, I mean, they're running a fatal 5-way Crown Jewel, so Rhea Ripley might not even have that title by the time.
Nah, Rhea's keeping that belt up until Mania. I
beat
don't
everyone
see her
stack-
losing that title.
She gonna stack them and smash them?
Oh, I hope so.
That
I
would
hope
be
she pins all 5 of them. That'd be
Yes.
great, or 4 of them, I guess. That'd be great if she just did that.
That'd be great fun. And then she can go to Roman and just be like, "You did 2, I did 4." And then we lead to Roman versus Rhea at WrestleMania. That's the story I want to finish.
Roman and Rhea. I'm cool with if Rhea wins all the belts. She rolls. She's great. And no issues with Rhea.
Throwback also sent us a super chat saying another good one would be Music Genius and the God of Media. I don't know. I haven't been a music guy in a while. My bases are behind me, but I haven't been playing lately. So I don't know. Are you the God of Media?
I don't think so. I don't like media. I would prefer to be out of media. Prefer to be off of media if possible.
A daily occurrence in my life is thinking about how great my life would be without social media in it. I take so many photos of my kid, but I do not post that shit on social media. I
probably just send them to my wife.
Me too.
Kid pictures.
They go to one of 2 places. They go to my immediate family, which includes my wife, or they go to like a shared lockdown drive, not Google or anything, but like a shared lockdown photo album. I don't know. My life is boring. Okay, my life is basically this and my kid.
Yeah.
Now I am sad.
Yeah. You can keep sending the baby pictures to the wife, because then she.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying,
No,
Joel? She's like, baby. She's like, I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you wanna? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's the baby pictures. Get her.
He's at that point where I don't think anyone really wants him. He's getting to that age. He's getting to the mind stages, and I'm encouraging it in the worst possible ways. Where he'll start saying mine, and I'll be like, no, mine. And he'll start like fighting.
Yeah, fight your kid, Joel.
Yeah, he's trying to fight me. Oh God, he's a cute kid. I will tell the story real quick. We have a routine with him for a lot of things. Routine your kids, by the way. It's amazing. So he was tired last night to the point where he got his own ass out of our bed where we do like the post bath, like getting ready. And like he took himself off of our bed, walked his own ass to the bathroom, and got up looking for his toothbrush to go brush his teeth because he knows that step before going to bed.
Aw.
Kid was just done with his day. He's like, we're done. Let's go.
Fair. Very fair, honestly.
Yeah. He's 18 months, so clearly we're doing something okay. Anyway, Louis like,
is the vodka working? That was
Yes.
always my suggestion. Good.
Yeah, that works really well for me after he goes down. Got myself into a coughing fit. That's how good.
Clearly, Joel.
I'm trying to kick whatever's in my system.
Yeah.
Anyway, do we want to keep talking about the tag team title stuff, or do we want to move on to a different topic?
Did we have another super chat?
We do, and it's to move on to a different topic if we so choose.
Oh, we can talk about the tag team title stuff since I brought it up. My only thing was like I want repercussions for Jimmy as far as Judgment Day getting the belts back. Sure. I like Jay and Cody as a team. Now I do think so. I like the Sammy promo to start the show, and he's like, I lost Kevin, and I know it's like Jay's fault. It's not Jay's fault. Now, why are we putting the blame on Jay? Why are we putting the blame on Cody?
Because
Adam
Cody
Pearce,
his political Jedi mind tricks.
No, Adam Pearce was the person who made this trade. Adam Pearce signed off on this trade. This is what they do, right? When they release all these wrestlers, they're like, Vince loved me. Must have been somebody else who got me.
Hold on. So that narrative has changed. I don't know if you've seen this. The new narrative, by the way, is my character was the most dropped ball in WWE history. That has become the new Vince loved me, even though he fired me line. And I please, Wrestler X, if you've been released, stop saying that. I'm glad that you take care and you.
Who said that besides Tino Sabatelli?
Let's face it, Boog's basically. I know he said it was Vince, but like It does come down to the character. But Savvy was the first one to really put it out there. Riddick Moss, I'm sure would say it. I see you, Mike.
Boog said they, Vince being gone hurt him. Same with Mansoor and Mace. They both said like we were the most like Vince characters ever. And then once he was gone, like, that was it. Because Vince wanted to do a male model gimmick. And once that was in, that was the end of it for them. So it's still like the Vince love me type of thing.
Savvy, we gotta talk. What was your character, Tino Sabatelli? Your character was that you're Tino Sabatelli. You know what your character should have been? Your character should have been like the guy who leaks everything. You should have been NXT Anonymous just to get back at whoever was complaining that you were the one who leaked everything. Savvy, it had wheels.
I didn't realize he was like a second round pick in the NFL draft. Like, dude's athletic background is super legit. You hear all these like football players who now are in wrestling. There's a lot of them. No one was like a second round pick though. A lot of these guys are just kind of like, we were on the practice team or maybe undrafted, maybe a late pick or something. Like second round pick. That's pretty nuts. They probably could have done a little bit more. Like they in-ring work and all the character and stuff, whatever. But like probably maybe should have gotten a little bit more just off of the background alone.
I guess. I don't know. That's the problem with wrestling in the WWE environment is that you can be the most athletic, gifted in the ring guy ever, but it doesn't really matter if your character doesn't click. That's not even a WWE thing. That's a wrestling thing. Yeah. That's just wrestling. Like you can be the most gifted wrestler, but if you don't have a character that clicks and gets people invested, it doesn't hit the same.
I'm not saying they dropped the ball with Tino Sabatelli. The man was barely on television. Like he did the gimmick with Riddick Moss, and then like otherwise he wasn't around too much. He's telling the story of FTR told me like when I walk out, they just like boo me, and they never heard a reaction like that for just somebody who's never on television. They just hated the man because he looked good, which fair. Could they have done more with it? Maybe. But you could say they could do more with all these people. Like, honestly, I wasn't there at the Performance Center every day watching him work. I don't know. He didn't have these super long matches to where I could judge him. And I'm going to be honest, I don't remember a Tino Sabatelli match to be like, oh, yeah, he was great in this match. He was bad in this match. Like, I don't remember any of his matches. They saw him every day. They saw him at the live events. Work just wasn't good enough. His promo skills wasn't good enough, but just the background alone, it does feel like they could have given him, they give all these guys something. They could have maybe given him something to where it's like, this dude could have come out here and just bragged about how, great he was at football and just how great he looks and everything. It's a pretty generic gimmick, but could pull it off potentially.
I'm looking at his cage match now.
Oh, good luck.
Well, no, like he had the match on Dark. But then before that, it was like, March 7th, 2020, Rick Boogs defeats Tino Sabatelli.
Well, yeah, the match on Dark, and then that didn't last long because he was leaking the stuff, according to Jericho. According to Chris Jericho.
Allegedly. It's okay. We can talk about Jericho likes to leak other stuff. But like, this is a whole, he had an NXT title match at a house show.
Again, he worked the live events and stuff. So that's where you were going to see him and everything. I never saw those. They don't put those on tape or anything like that. So I don't know. How do we get on the topic of them dropping the ball with Tino Sabatelli? Like, what had happened here? I thought we were talking about Judgment Day. Okay, so here,
back to joining the Judgment Day.
Let me bring this all back around because my initial point was everybody's mad at the wrong people. Here, you're mad at Jay, you're mad at Cody. Be mad at Adam Pearce. He's the one who made the trade. He did not have to trade Kevin Owens. He could have traded future draft picks. He could have traded Imperium. He could have traded Kaiser and Vinci for Jay. 2-for-1 deal. It didn't have to be Kevin Owens. Adam Pearce is who you should blame in this. Samuel
Zayn.
Yeah, Samuel Zayn. Using full names here.
I was gonna say, you want to call him Ramuel while you're at it?
No, because his name's Sammy. I'm not using shoot names. I'm using full names.
We're not using government names. Okay, that's
No.
fine. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But at the same time, I do like that. Like you said, Sammy addressed it.
Yeah.
May have done it in his own little flavorful way. I like that he's wearing the KO shirt, and he's, you'll be in my heart forever, KO. You're my best friend. Oh my God, I love you. What happens if those two are in war games against each other somehow?
Oh, there were more games against each other last year. They're going to do the "I'm sorry, I love you" spot and then kick him in the face.
I'm sorry, I love you. I just got a DM from someone saying, getting into the weeds with Tino Sabatelli's talk. You guys lived up to your show name.
Really? Like, what are we doing? Why are we talking about who DM'd you that? Well, first off, I was watching the show.
Someone is watching. Someone is DM'd me about something else before. It's good stuff.
Yeah, Tino Sabatelli, you're doing this podcast with Mandy Rose, Power Alphas, everybody. I'm probably the only person who listens to this. But Power, they got viewers and stuff. Tino, come on our show, man. I'd actually love to talk to him. There's a lot of people I'd actually love to talk to about just random stuff. I think Tino Sabatelli would be great. He seems an interesting dude.
Yeah, I would love to talk with him and bring on Mike Rallis. I told you, I want the first Mike Rallis post.
You do.
WWE interview.
I feel you've earned it, honestly, for how hard you rode for that gimmick. I feel you were dick riding without a license on that really, one, Pearl. You've earned that interview.
Come on, man. He should be the tag team champion.
God, it's still there. Oh, why is it still there?
He's not Intercontinental. He can beat Gunther. He can
he can't. He's not in the company anymore.
He can come back and be the tribal chief.
No, he's not in the company anymore.
Oh, man. What could have been?
I actually think he'd be great. I've listened to a few interviews with him. He seems like an interesting dude. Another just freak athlete. Let's get Tino and Riddick on at the same time. Talk about why their partnership failed. I don't even know if they had a partnership. They did, didn't they? Didn't they?
Did. Tino and Riddick had a tag team.
Yeah.
And then they both got injured in the same. That's what happened. Was that they both got injured within like weeks of each other, if not at the same match. And that was like their long-term injuries too. Why are we still talking about Tino Sabatelli?
I don't know.
Oh God, this is great.
I have no idea why we're still talking about Tino Sabatelli.
It's because he's engaged to Mandy Rose.
I mean, fair. Man's winning there.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Judgment Day captured the tag titles, and Cody and Jey Uso are no longer going to be the tag team champions, obviously, because they lost. Do they do a rematch, or are we just going to finally move on and let Cody do his own thing? Is it because I caught myself saying words?
Yeah. Yeah. They're no longer the tag team champions because they lost.
That's traditionally what happens, right?
Good job, Joel.
Thank you. That's why they pay me the no bucks to do this.
Here, we can ask this person if we can get Sean, can you get us an interview with Tino Sabatelli and or Riddick Moss?
Let's go. I need that Mike Rallis interview, Sean.
I'm not sure either of those people know what I do.
Oh.
Well,
Tino was trying to take your job, allegedly.
Yes.
During a time there.
Oh, yeah?
Jericho accused him of leaking the dark spoilers.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't him. That definitely wasn't him. Okay. I know 100% that wasn't him, although a lot of people thought it was him.
Yeah, well.
As it turns out, guys, it ain't that serious.
Dark spoilers, I colored me shocked.
Yeah, it was very weird. Very, very weird. A lot of companies do a lot better when they just realize some stuff is going to get out. That's like with the CM Punk thing. People are like, haven't you considered they just lied to you? No shit, Sherlock. Every day of my life. The thing is, they haven't. These companies don't really do that because they know that if they send us their on-location ticketing release for Royal Rumble after that, I'm going to say, quote, get fucked. I'm eating sun-dried tomato chicken.
No, the eggs gimmick is just dead. You've completely broken kayfabe here these last couple of appearances.
Factormeals.com/Fightful50. Save 50% off.
I was waiting for that.
I was gonna start a new gimmick instead of why haven't they fired Velveteen Dream? Just when CM Punk coming back? Why haven't they brought back CM Punk?
I've got people now. Listen, I'm going to say it at least once on every show. Clip this, plaster it somewhere. I ain't saying he's coming back or he's not coming back. I'm saying what WWE is telling everybody. That's it. Listen, I can't get you an interview with Tino Sabatelli or Riddick Moss, but I probably could with Mojo Rawley because he did get me this sponsorship.
Oh, I like Mojo. Mojo's great.
Let's sit with him. Can you click, Sean, click on the private chat for a second? Tell me if you can see the messages from earlier. Because I think you would pop for one of them.
No, I can't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, you
I
can't?
think it's gonna be there. Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna do that. This was from exactly the person you think it's from. Yeah. I stand by my statements. Anyway.
Tough. Why would they not want a Sean run in? I completely derail the show.
Then that's how you get tombstones of your name put on Fight TV.
I got Larry D coming into my studio in about 40 minutes. I'm excited for that. My first studio interview.
Oh, that's good. Looking forward to that.
I know he's wrapping up his career. I hope he's doing well. I know it's the fire and everything this year was a big setback. So I hope he's doing well.
He's about to retire, so probably not.
Maybe he's got a nice life outside of retirement. After retirement.
He's a great dude. He works really hard. I like Larry a lot, but oh man. So why Riddick Moss? He claimed that I informed him he was fired, which was not true.
Yes. If people didn't figure out that was sarcasm, I don't know what they're doing here. It's the internet.
What was
it was a very funny interaction.
To be clear, only one time ever have I known who was getting fired before they knew, and that was like the Braun batch. And when I was told that Braun was among them, I was like, well, there's no way that's true, type of thing. And I mean, I had one wrestler who I like and respect an awful lot that's like, hey, did you know that Ruby was getting released? And if so, why didn't you let us know? I was like, well, I didn't know that one, but also it was such a shocking group of releases that I was like, there's no way they would be this dumb. Well, also at that point, I was like, what does Vince want? He's letting Braun Strowman go? What is he after?
Let Braun go, well, after he, beat up his son, and then, which probably earned him marks, maybe.
I was going to say, probably got brownie points.
Yeah, challenge for the title as well. That was the Braun one was such a weird release. So weird. Braun was like super typical WWE guy. Very strange.
I see a talking point going around. It says Dave Meltzer with the confirmation on the F4W board about WWE leaking the Fast Nationals on the week AEW does a bad rating.
Oh.
Bill, I told you all this like 2 years ago. What are we talking about? They tried to give them to me.
Yeah, Bix said that, Sean said this like years ago that they used to send them. And then once Sean realized like, oh, wait, you're only sending these when it's like bad against AEW. And otherwise you told him to basically, what you said earlier, fuck off.
Yeah, I got him one. Well, I got them twice. I confirmed them the first time. I had a contact at Nielsen and then cross-referenced it with some early information that Brandon Thurston got. And the second week, I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to have to take some time and verify these. I can't just blindly run them. Then they sent them to Raj Giri, who ran them for a couple weeks. And then what does it say when even he was like, yeah, I can't do this. This is a little too tribalistic. And then they started to feed them to Alfred Konuwa, who has no shame, lies often, is a terrible person, and a talentless hack. So there you go.
Sean's shooting hard on.
Come on, that's a pretty common perception of the guy. I have literally had one of the people that has been responsible for sending those to him laughing about what a puppet he is in person at one point. So there you go.
Sean, do you want to plug your show this afternoon, knowing that there is a special something happening?
Yeah, is that public?
I mean, Jimmy said he can't do it, and you have a special guest co-host, but didn't say who.
Oh, it's the List and Yabrowski. Matt Cardona is joining me halfway through the show.
Oh, well, there you go.
Nice. Can you ask him why everyone dislikes him?
Sure.
I like him.
Okay.
We had a great conversation a few months ago.
Yeah. I'll say from Jeremy,
Why
why does everybody dislike you?
if he remembers who I am. So when I went to AIW last year, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year at this point. And I got him to say, "Hey, Sean Ross Sapp, fuck you." I thought he was gonna charge me for that.
All capped, I'm sure.
I was waiting for him to charge you.
He
Or
likes
charge
to-
me for that.
I like to walk up to him when his line is empty and be like Lonely Virgil meme. And then he'll always unzip his fanny pack and give me a whiff of the wads of cash that he has in there. It's always a lot. It's always a lot, man.
That was when, like, yeah, he does have like long lines all the time and always humping.
That's the show today.
Yeah.
That's good. He does have long lines,
Always
and like
humping.
I had to wait for like it to die down, and then Chelsea's line was still very long. Hers just would stay packed, and then his would die down. But that's when I went up to him. I was like, I feel bad, but he seems cool. I like Matt Cardona, but all the people on the shows who come on here don't seem to like Matt Cardona.
I just wrote a letter of recommendation for Steph Delander's, I think, visa recently. That was a flattering ask. Like, I'm just sitting here like, why didn't Shazza ask me? Like, why didn't that happen?
Well, I mean, you don't.
Beat her up, so, yeah.
I feel like you would like say bad things to make
She's
sure she
my
doesn't
friend.
get the visa.
I'm just better at everything that she does. That's it. That's it.
The problem is you're her friend until somebody from the U.S. government goes searching for you, the two names together, and sees you beating her up, and then they're like, "Oh, we have questions."
I would write in a letter. She gets DDT'd very well. Thank God she has moves that don't require me to bump ever. That's what we do. I got to go set up this podcast, guys. It's always a pleasure. I'm not going to, I'll do a cheers, but I'm not going to put the logo on the air until they pay us. So.
Hey, we have water. Oh, Joel's always drinking.
Hey, don't you show that Kroger water. Don't you do it. Don't you show that Kroger logo.
This is Walmart water. Thank you very much.
Even worse.
Have a good day, Sean.
I want a Pepsi sponsorship.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
You
You
hear
get a
me,
Pepsi
Pepsi?
tattoo.
I want a
Will you get
Pepsi
a Pepsi
sponsorship.
tattoo.
Ben Affleck has a
Yes.
Pepsi machine in his house. I seen it. I want it. Pepsi,
Well-
what are we doing here?
One, you don't have Ben Affleck money despite being white. So
God, I
first,
wish I had Ben Affleck money. I'm so white.
yeah. What were we talking about? What is this show? What has happened?
We were talking about Tino Sabatelli.
Oh, that's right, we were. Should I message him right now and just be like, "Hey, Tino, you have no idea who I am. I probably wrote a headline that you didn't like. I was the one person who covered your comments on the podcast about they dropped the ball with my character. Want to be on our show?"
What the hell is our show? Every week I ask myself this question, and every week I get a wrong answer. Will Chisholm sent us a super chat. Let's just dive in. I would pay to be a fly on the wall to hear Vince McMahon and Triple H talk. Well, I would love to be at Thanksgiving dinner to watch those people interact.
They ain't having Thanksgiving dinner together.
So either. But could you imagine? Could you imagine those guys having a conversation, sitting down in a Whataburger and just being like, "What do you got for Raw?" And Triple H being like, "None of your business." And that's it. And they just sit and enjoy their Whataburger.
I don't think that happens at all.
No?
No, rich people talk differently than us, Joel. Like they don't like just play coy about this stuff. Rich people don't care. They are very willing to just spill information. From what I've heard from the rich, I am not one of those people. They had no problem like flaunting the money and the ideas and all this stuff out there. That's how they get in so much trouble at the end of the day.
I don't know about that. I feel like I don't know. Vince, first of all, the person who said Vince carves the turkey, absolutely. Yes. Vince, at Thanksgiving, he is the guy. He's at the head of the table, not Roman Reigns. Roman's at the other end of the table, just being like, when's my turn? But instead, Vince is like, it's my turkey. Do you think he does it with the electric carver, or does he do it with like a real man's knife?
Nah, he uses the knife. He ain't using that electric bullshit.
Maybe he tears up the turkey and just like, some for you. Who wants
Ashton
the
Booker
way?
style.
Yeah. Just like bread. Just tear it up and just chaos. Just, hey, you want some? This is potato salad. Rah!
The food fight. They had to cancel the food fight in Impact, Joel. Let's talk about this.
Excuse
Did you see
me?
this?
What happened?
Okay, let me pull this up. Hold on. I swear I saw this tweet. I mean, maybe it was a fake account.
Cancel
that
a
happens.
food fight.
Yeah. Hold
What is
on.
this?
So it says, by the way,
Joe Hendry's food fight. Okay, you
Yeah.
want to talk about this? Okay. Do you
No,
know
I
what's
don't.
going on? Do you know what this whole thing is about?
no.
Okay, so this is actually ingenious. I'm going to catch people up to speed. First of all, Joe Hendry does a members only show on Impact's Ultimate Insiders YouTube channel. Okay, it's the $5 or $1 subscription. They give you a lot of extra stuff. Hendry's little show is him sitting with other wrestlers eating food. Okay, and it drops every week, and it's entertaining and it's fun. It's peek behind the curtain. Now, Mr. Hendry and one Simon Miller have started.
Oh,
doing
yeah.
their
I've
thing.
seen some of this stuff. Okay.
Yes. So it started with Simon Miller's ups and downs, where he gave a down on his Impact show to Joe Hendry. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that for comedic effect. He gave this isn't working. He gave a thumbs down, not the thumbs up. He gave the opposite of that. He gave a thumbs down to Joe Hendry, and Hendry took he took offense to that over on social media. So they've gone back and forth. And at first I was like, this is a little heated. Okay. And now it's turned into, there you go. There's the thumbs down. You're really trying here.
I feel like my thumbs are not like, I got weird looking thumbs.
They're
And so I
long
don't feel
thumbs.
like they pick up well.
No, they don't. So we're just trying here. Anyway, so yeah, this whole thing has been them going back and forth on social media to the point where Joe Hendry's like, I'm gonna come and find you. And then there's a video that went around where Hendry and Simon had a little spat behind closed doors with like a window. You could see like an NXT anonymous thing. And yeah, that's what this is. That's why the episode is delayed, because they're doing this gimmick with Joe Hendry and Simon Miller, which I love it. And this is the beginning of hopefully the Joe Hendry heel turn that Cresta Star and I have been talking about for weeks, because Joe Hendry is a heel. When they introduced him to Impact, he was stealing people's money. He was getting women pregnant. But it was also, that was the promo. All the promos were, but you say his name and he appears, and like sleight of hand, suddenly this pregnant woman who was beefing with the guy that didn't get her pregnant and has been married to her for 5 years. Joe Hendry got the woman pregnant in the promo, but you don't know this, but you do know this. Joe Hendry has been a heel the entire time. It's beautiful, non-existent storytelling and Impact. Either way, if this is the beginning, this is it. That's what's going on. That's the Joe Hendry's food fight. That's why it's not airing this week, because
That's unfortunate. I thought they had a food fight incident and someone got stabbed with a fork.
No, that was Tommy Dreamer, who got stabbed with a fork by Crazy Steve a couple weeks ago. The same week that we talked about this on the show, the same week that Christian did the "Go Fuck Yourself," the next night was Impact, and they did the fork segment, and I got to use for the caption on the thumbnail.
Oh, I already know what it is.
It was "Go Fork Yourself."
Yeah, I get it.
I popped myself so big with that.
Going to Barry Horowitz. Go do the Barry Horowitz.
You know that when I'm going to do this Jewish wrestlers conversations, you know that one of my questions is, have you ever wrestled or interacted with Barry Horowitz? It's legitimately on the questions thread.
Well, there's no Joe Hendry's food fight. That's the point of this.
In fact, sounds like a rec hall and a mental institution. Some days it does.
I mean, do you watch the show? I just keep up with it, and I see that what's going on here.
Oh man.
What do you make of the tag titles changing hands, Joel Pearl? And should they bring back Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss to win the belt?
I think Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss should be the Undisputed tag team champions. They should beat the Judgment Day. There we go. Yeah, I'm going deep into the Joe Hendry lore. He's a heel, man. Go back and watch those introductory promos from Impact.
They gotta bring back Yuya. All right, they screwed up everything. They put this team together like right when Yuya was leaving to go back to New Japan.
It was perfect. You know what? Yuya in just 5 guys, that works for me. Unfortunately, just 5 guys won't be very important after Wrestle Kingdom.
You need just one Joe instead of just 5 guys.
Hey, man, I tried so hard going into Blood and Guts to have Maxwell Jacob Friedman put together his team of just 5 Jews.
Well,
it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Actually, I didn't even want it. Wasn't for Blood and Guts. I wanted it for Forbidden Door. I wanted just 5 guys to take on just 5 Jews. Because at the time, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion is the head of just 5 guys. It's Sonata.
Well, it still is. He's still the champion.
He is still the champion until Wrestle Kingdom. And then it was going to be MJF, who was the world champion, getting his 5 Jews. But we didn't get just 5 Jews.
Well, MJF didn't face Sonata, though.
Well, that's the problem. He should have.
Sonata faced Jack Perry. Real Glass Jack Perry.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah.
But this
that was a setup to turn. That was a setup to turn on Hook. That was a good angle.
That was there. So I'd set up this, just 5 Jews.
See Goldberg burying the state of wrestling?
Yes, I did. Am I surprised to see Goldberg burying the state of wrestling? Absolutely. You know who needs to rebut? Not the rated R superstar. We'll talk about that in the preview.
This guy.
We'll get there. Someone just said something really funny, but no, I need Bret Hart to give his thoughts on Goldberg's thoughts on the state of the wrestling industry today.
You might agree with Goldberg, honestly.
Could this be the moment where Goldberg and Bret Hart finally come together and we create peace in the wrestling world?
I hope so.
I love Jeff Valley Driver. Goldberg made me laugh because his character was just screaming.
I love the same thing. I was like, Goldberg's like the non-deepest character in the world. There's just a dude that just beats everybody. Like, what are we talking about? Like depth to character here. This dude just runs through people.
And he crushed Sid's car once. Like, what are we doing here?
The heel turn was just Goldberg going after baby faces. That's all. Like, Goldberg ruled, though. Let's be honest.
Of course he ruled. Also, he's another Jew, so I can't help but stand. Well, like, the way that they ended the winning streak with the cattle prod, it was like they saw Goldberg as a big bull that they literally took him down the same way you would take down a big bull. He had him teasered and 1, 2, 3.
We're not hating on the great Kevin Nash for ending that streak.
I didn't say we were hating on it. I'm just saying the way they did it was a little suspect at best.
Kevin Nash burying the sheets for making up things about him signing with WWE. Not this guy. This guy actually listens to the podcast.
Good for him. Good for him. My God. Yeah, I do want to talk about Goldberg thinking that the company's thinking that wrestling is shit. Until he's brought back for the season premiere next year.
I don't know. Like, he feels like if they were going to bring him back for something, it would have happened by now. Or if AEW is going to bring him in, it would have happened by now.
I'll tell you when it happens. It happens when his son says, "Daddy, I would like to tag team with you." And they put him through the PC, and then they do the Goldbergs versus the, I don't know, name a father, the Mortons. Kerry Morton and Ricky Morton team up for one time against the Goldbergs. And that's the thing. The elder statesmen in the ring can't get in together.
No, it's Ray and Dom. You got to go against Ray and Dom.
Actually, I would like that very much. Ray and Dom versus Goldberg and they're very big. The Goldbergs, they are physically large men.
What's his son's name? His son's got like a badass name. Yeah, Gage. Yeah.
Like a car, because Goldberg only cares about 3 things: sports, meat, and cars. And his family, I guess. Notice how wrestling is not part of this lineup.
The Goldbergs is a good show. Goldberg was actually on that show. I feel like it's over now. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I think it's been done for a while.
Okay. I used to watch it.
I'm pretty sure that my in-laws started watching that show when they realized that their daughter was dating a Jew.
Oh, okay.
I think that's when they started watching. Was it a good show? I don't know. I watched one episode. Probably the Goldberg episode.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you watched. They did a spinoff of it too.
They did. Yes. It wasn't very good. Anyway, like most spinoffs. So Vince McMahon's not in the weeds anymore. We don't know what to do with ourselves. And Triple H is running the ship, and he's doing a pretty good job. And I really enjoyed Gunther versus Bronson Reed. And I really enjoyed
What if we
ahead.
call this show On the Throne?
And then I thought about the fact that we both have to do it while we're on the toilet. That's not a bad idea. It's really bad, but it's a really bad and good idea.
Get Tim to create heavy metal rock music.
He already
for
has
the
that.
intro.
He's got
Yeah,
that.
I'm
easily.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. We'll pay homage to the great Triple H with this.
It's not a bad idea. What do you think, chat? You're gonna call it On the Throne?
Nobody listens to me. Please stop it.
And you're not, I don't hate it. Oh man.
Don't listen to me, everybody.
Anyway, I do want to say I really enjoyed Bronson Reed versus Gunther. That was
a good match.
Badass.
That was a good match. Yeah.
They did what I told you. They continue to protect the tsunami. They had, they went to tease it, and Gunther, got out of it. They didn't hit it and then do a 1-2. He moved. They did a good job of protecting it. And then, of course, Gunther goes up to the top and he hits a top rope move. It still doesn't do it. Again, just the psychology of the match and the big men beating the shit out of each other. So good. I have to put that match over because I haven't had a chance to do it anywhere else yet. That was such a fun match, and I'm glad we got to see that.
Yeah, that was great. Gunther, he's on a run, man. He's on a run. I don't know who's taking that title from him. I don't want it to end anytime soon. I do think it's got to be somebody who's like built a little bit. I don't think it can be like a one-off thing. Like, I don't think it should have been Bronson Reed just because, Bronson Reed like makes sense as an Intercontinental champion, but it can't be a one-off thing. Like, that's why Gable made sense. Because Gable was built up on this. It's got to be somebody who's built. We'll see. Look, I'd love for it to be Woods. Are you kidding me? Woods, one of the most underrated dudes in the company, but I don't know if they see him like that. I wish they would, but I still don't know if they do.
I wonder how long until they push Woods into a world title feud against either Seth Rollins or whoever's next. Damian Priest and Xavier Woods. I'm not saying that's a WrestleMania, but that's like a summertime 2024 match or feud.
I wish they would push Woods, Kofi. I know Big E's out right now, but like I wish they would push these guys as more as singles guys. And Kofi, they're just kind of doing the thing with the Viking Raiders right now, but they got so much to offer. Even as a duo, I know Big E hasn't been there. He hasn't been there for over a year, unfortunately. But they still got so much to offer as a duo. So it'd be cool to see them get a little bit of a bigger spot on the show. We'll see.
What about Ivar? What do we do with Ivar? Because we don't know how long Eric's out of action, but he is continuously, giving us good stuff. What do we do with Ivar? Is he going to transition into a singles thing while we're waiting, or are they going to kind of try to keep him hot with little squash matches? Like, where can we go with this guy? Is there's potential.
Him and Gunther at some point.
I can see it happening. I don't know how we get there. I want Gunther to step onto the pirate ship. Not that it's a pirate ship match, but like just backstage, Gunther's like, it's very piratey in here. And then Ivar walks in. Yar.
Do we have a Viking Raiders with Ivar and New Day with Kofi and Woods? Do we have like them link up as a trio? The Viking Raiders Day, Viking Day.
It's Viking Day. And then Aiden English comes back. It's Viking Day. Anyway, I don't know. I think it could happen, but then we're just doing the Street Profits and Viking Raiders stuff from 2020 again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they have like, I don't know if they got like long-term plans for this kind of stuff. Right now they're just having good matches and they're just seeing what sort of hits with everything. So
yeah, it's just been very strange because both teams have been affected by injury in one way or the other, right? Because you've had Kofi Kingston who was out with injury and then he's back. We don't know to what extent, right? Did he come back? He came back. Yeah, he's been having matches. And then
Kofi, he's been having matches. He's fine.
Yeah. And then Woods was on and off, and now Eric's out, but Ivar is wrestling all the matches. Was Sarah Logan? Was she there? Valhalla? Was she on?
Nah, she was out. Yeah, she's been out.
Yeah, there's talk about her maybe with a light injury, whatever that is. But regardless, like there's a victim of circumstance going on here where both teams have had something that's kept them from being at full strength. And now they got to pivot. And I don't know where that is because the rest of the stories that are happening right now, at least in the title world, are like moving. So I don't know if they move in with it.
I'm not sure where they're gonna go with that stuff. Again, right now they're just doing stuff. They're having good matches. Is there a long-term plan past that? I do not know. They do have, like, it's very clear they have some plans with various things like DIY and Imperium going right now. The Drew stuff I think is really good. All the main event stuff has been good on Raw. But yeah, I don't know if they have like a full fleshed out long-term plan for Viking Raiders and New Day outside of, hey, let's just kind of do stuff while you guys are around and then we'll figure it out at a later date.
Ivar teams up with DIY to take on Imperium. That's how we get Ivar versus Gunter for the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay.
DIY and the I stands for Ivar. What?
What does the D and the I stand for? Do Ivar yourself?
Listen, buddy, if it gets you through the day, you do whatever you need to, as long as it's consensual. We got like 5 minutes until we hit our AEW preview, so this is the spitballing we get. Is there anything else from Raw that we really want to hit on? I'm seeing this reporting that they're talking about Bianca Belair coming back as soon as this Friday SmackDown and could be a crown jewel. That's the talk of the town right now.
She's on the poster for Crown Jewel, so I mean that would. The posters don't mean everything, but typically if they're going to put them on the poster, that means a little something. So, I mean, where's Bianca fitting in all of this? We're doing Charlotte and Io for the belt on Friday. # Bow Down should win. But she probably won't win. And so what? Damage Control attacks Charlotte after the match. Here comes old Bianca to make the save. I feel like that's probably the most likely scenario, right?
Unless she has a standout match, she challenges someone for like a non-title one-on-one match. I don't know who.
What?
Bianca.
Who's she challenging?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, unless they just have her come out at the end of whatever match, you know, the women's title.
Why
match.
though? Damage Control took her out. Why wouldn't she go after Damage Control?
Okay,
that makes the most sense.
Maybe they just do Io. Well, they could do Io Bianca, but what if they go for Bailey and Bianca as like just a one-on-one grudge match?
We saw that. I feel like it's more likely it's like some type of tag team match. Bianca and Charlotte. Dakota's still out, but yeah, I don't know where Asuka fits in this plan. Maybe we get another fatal 5-way. Io, Bailey, Asuka, Charlotte, Bianca.
I was about to ask, like, of all the Saudi shows, have they done? Oh, I guess they did Elimination Chamber. Was that did they do a women's chamber match?
I don't recall.
That was like 2020. That was just before the pandemic. No, it wasn't. That was after. It was during. I'm wrong. Either way, I'm only asking this because it's like it feels like they're just tossing all of the women on the Saudi shows that they can now because they're okay to do that. So it's just very funny that it's like multi-woman matches. So you could do a tag match, or you could do a fatal 6-way or whatever.
I think you will see Io and Charlotte this Friday on SmackDown, which has already been announced, so I'm not spoiling anything. And then Bianca comes out at the end of that to make the save to rekindle everything with Damage Control if she's coming back this week.
Do you want to talk about, because people are mentioning it, Miyu Yamashita is behind Booker T wearing her baseball cap on NXT, taking in the show.
She was there. She was booked for Spark Joshi this past weekend. She was at Disney World, I believe, or Land, whichever one's in Florida. And seemed like she just went to NXT. I don't know if you want to read more into it than that, but that was my takeaway from it.
Mine too.
I'm not going to speculate on anything because I don't think there's a whole lot there. It was probably just she has friends who work at the Performance Center, work at WWE, or wrestle on NXT, and it was like, hey, can I come watch the show? I'm in town. Yeah, sure. That's it.
Yep. That's kind of where I'm at too. It was like, just like Okada goes and visits Raw, he wasn't signing. He's just going to meet Vince McMahon, even though he didn't know he met Vince McMahon.
I mean, it's very possible that, like, she had a talk with Triple H. I don't know what her situation is contractually with anything. I don't know if she can sign anything, if it might take a while. No idea, but I wouldn't read too much into it outside of wrestler was in town and went to wrestling show.
Yeah, exactly. All right. You know what? Let's get ourselves out of our misery. Let's go to the AEW preview for tonight. There's so much more happening tonight. Where do we want to start?
I don't know. You tell me.
Sting addresses the fans. What's Sting going to address? Other than his fans.
They're teasing that it's going to be they're teasing that it's like going to be some type of like retirement talk, right? Like that's this. That's what people are speculating, right? Like that's the speculation. It's like they want you to believe it's this. I think it's just more he's going to come out, he's going to kind of speak on Darby, and he's going to say mean things to Christian Cage because Christian Cage nearly decapitated him at Wrestle Dream. I think that's more. I don't think it's going to be I'm on my retirement tour type of thing. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but I think Sting still has a little bit more to give. His contract is like, this is from all accounts, his own account. This is like the last year of like his deal and everything. I know Tony's going to sign him to whatever he wants off of this. But I'm not getting, as we say, don't speculate, don't expect. I don't expect Sting to give some big like, hey, this is my last run type of thing. You're gonna do 2 last runs. You got Danielson and Sting last run at the same time. Here.
What if they last run into each other for their retirement matches?
It'd be great, honestly. Danielson and Sting, last match for both guys. Rule.
What if Jeff Farmer makes a return to AEW because Tony Khan loves booking WCW?
Stop that.
What? NWO Sting. They're asking in the chat. I'm just giving back to what the chat asks.
I know. I like NWO Sting. Sean's done an interview with NWO Sting on my encouragement, so I got no issues with that. But stop it.
Timeless Tony Storm debuts her newest blockbuster film. What will it be named, and will it be in picture-in-picture?
I don't think it'll be in picture-in-picture this week. I don't know what's gonna be named. Is it gonna be silent, or is she gonna have lines in this one?
I feel like it has to be silent because she hates the talks so much.
Okay.
She hates the
she just goes around beating people with shoes.
That's fine with me. Call it the shoe toss.
No, don't do that.
Why not? Anyway, there's a lot of talking again. Jim Ross has a sit-down interview with Nick Wayne and his mom. Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Is Jim Ross going to be thirsty?
I don't know. I think Christian's going to be there, and he's going to like do the talking for Nick.
Yes.
That's my guess.
I think it'd be very funny if Jim Ross says, first question, Mrs. Wayne, are you still single? And then Nick Wayne just be like, what the hell, man?
Stop it.
I can't. I have nothing else to lose here. Kyle Fletcher takes on Kenny Omega, who just turned 40 years old this past week. Kyle Fletcher, who is like 19, I think he's 23. Either way, he's been wrestling as long as he's been alive as long as Kenny Omega's been wrestling. So that's a hell of a thing to come up. This is a standout match for Kyle Fletcher, and it's good to see Kenny Omega back. Is this going to be a match where Kenny gets screwed by the Don Callis family again?
Nah, Kenny wins, and probably gets beat up afterwards. Hobbs attacks him, would be my guess.
You think we're going to Kenny versus Hobbs, or is it going to be Kenny and Jericho versus Hobbs and maybe Sammy Guevara?
It's going to be that at some point. But then where's Takeshita? He should be the big standout guy here. And now it's like they've kind of put all the heat on Hobbs for this. I mean, the heat's really just on Don Callis for everything, but they've kind of made Hobbs the guy of like the target here. Kenny should still be going after Takeshita. He's the guy who beat him and everything. They gotta. I think it should be Jericho. Sammy, sadly injured. Hope he's doing better. But I think they probably got to do Kenny and Jericho against Hobbs and Takeshita. And Sammy's just kind of lost his place in line here because Hobbs came in and now Kyle Fletcher is also there. And look, no offense to Sammy Guevara, I'd have all these guys in my lineup ahead of him.
Kyle Fletcher replacing Sammy Guevara is the best case scenario in a lot of ways. Just transfer the entire story over to Kyle Fletcher and just let it go. It's like recasting him and just give Kyle Fletcher, have Fletcher be like, okay, cut off the JTT hair, do the Sammy Guevara look, dye it black. You'll just be a little bit taller. Go ahead, do the things, do the lines. Can you put on an American accent?
They should have Sammy just like forgive Jericho, or I guess Jericho has to forgive Sammy in this case. Like, I'm sorry, man, and then just realigns with Jericho. We'll just go from there.
Easy peasy. There you go. Penta El Zero Miedo takes on Jay White.
Yeah, that's a match.
That's a match. How long will it be, and when will MJF show up?
Jay, it'll be after the match. Jay will win. They typically don't like doing too many, like, I mean, they do like doing like interference distraction finishes. I think we've seen a lot of those kind of lately, but they still do like relatively clean win, non DQ stuff. But I think Jay White wins, and that's that.
Is
and then
this
MJF shows up?
Is this the main event? And if it is, would you bring back the Devil and have them beat up Jay White afterwards?
Yes, because I think they do need to heat that back up, especially if you're dropping the quarters stuff. I do think you need to heat that thing back up with the Devil, because I think they dropped the ball on that. They did it, and it's like, oh, my mask got stolen. You got friends, but you don't have friends, and then nobody's talking about it anymore. And it just seemed like it. And the Adam Cole comedy stuff, I think, undermined it a little bit, which I know a lot of people love those segments. And look, as like standalone segments, they're fine. But when you're telling a bigger picture story here, those segments undermine your big Devil attack and your Adam Cole going away and MJF sending him off and everything. It undermines a little bit. So I do think that they should anyway. They should bring it back somewhat to just try to get a little heat back on that thing, because, man, it's gone away. And then everything, the talking point became the quarter stuff, which may or may not be dropped. And we got out of that what we got out of that.
The thing is, you could do the Devil and all that. They beat up Jay White. Actually, I wouldn't mind this. They beat up Jay White, and then there's also the Dynamite Doesn't Battle Royal. Have Juice Robinson win, take on MJF, and then going into the match with MJF, Jay White and his pals are like, you took out Jay White, you're the Devil, you're the guy. And MJF's like, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. And then during the MJF versus Juice Robinson presumed Dynamite Diamond Ring match, have the Devil and the people come out, take out Juice, and MJF just be like, not me. I'm telling you, it's not me. Had them unmask and then do the big reveal. That would be the week after this. So there's at least something there you could do.
I'm not mad at that. I think that makes some sense to pick this back up and then do whatever the reveal is going to be. I don't know. I assume they have some type of plan of what the reveal is. We shall see. Yeah, I imagine Juice is winning this Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. That gets him his match against MJF. They've changed the rules on like what the Battle Royal means nowadays, because they don't want MJF to like lose when it comes to the ring. They want him to be the only person with this ring. So like last year, it was Ricky won the Battle Royal to earn a shot at the title and the ring. It was a 2-for-1 special there. I imagine it's going to work similar to that, to where MJF doesn't actually have to compete in the Battle Royal, because like last year, he was the champion. Usually they do this thing in like December. So the fact that they're doing it this early is, I don't know, I guess this is when they're deciding to do it.
Looking at the banner that AEW posted, it's you've got the banners with MJF on them, and this is Dynamite Doesn't Battle Royal. Winner faces MJF for the Dynamite Diamond Ring.
Yeah.
And that's for tonight's promotional material. So
yeah,
could very well just be the one match, MJF for the ring. And I think that they'll just, I think someone will screw Juice out of the win.
I don't think they should do this, because you don't want to beat MJF, especially this close to Full Gear. Juice wins. He wins the ring from MJF. And then, so he beats MJF. But again, they shouldn't do it. At some point, I mean, I guess because they really only bring this back around once a year, the ring thing, MJF sort of outgrown that. He still's got 4 other friggin' rings. Like, how many does he really need here? He's going to Jordan here, just hold up 6. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna introduce. We think they dropped the quarter stuff. Does MJF hit him with quarters in the match instead of the ring? Like, is that the symbolism here that he goes quarters instead of rings?
I still hate that. We talked about this on Monday, and it was like nobody looks any better for incorporating the.
I agree.
Regardless, no, I know that. I'm just regurgitating what we talked about on Monday for anyone who maybe didn't hear us. It was like, everyone looks shitty here if you do it like that. But anyway, let's talk about the real main event. Jeremy Lambert.
No.
Adam Copeland gives his rated R rebuttal to Christian Cage.
What does that mean? Is he gonna come out and like just swear? It's like, you motherfucker, Christian Cage, turning down my GD. I don't like saying that word. Turning down my goddamn offer to be a team again. How much in trouble am I going to get in, like, swearing this much on this show? Like, am I going to get us in a bunch of trouble?
We're going to get the gold $sign regardless. It's just, YouTube's weird, man. It's just weird.
Okay, so here we go. Let's set this up properly here. Let's the great Adam Copeland. He's gonna sit down in the ring. He's gonna put the chair in the middle of the ring. One spotlight. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. Let's turn this light off. There we go. One kind of.
There you go.
Yeah. But what if I turn this one on? Really set this up. Oh, is that better or worse?
I mean, it's Adam Copeland, so you can't really look bad. He's a good looking dude.
So here we go. Christian Cage, you motherfucker. I give you this fucking offer to team again. Edge and Christian reunited, doing fun shit again, whooping everybody's ass. And you told me to go fuck myself. You told me to go fuck myself, Christian Cage. I'm going to fuck you, Christian Cage. That's what we're going to do around here. You want to get rated R? You want to get rated R in AEW? I'm going to take my headphones off. You want to get rated R in AEW? I will go rated R on your ass, Christian Cage. Luchasaurus, I will go rated R on his ass. Nick Wayne, I will go rated R on his ass. You brought this to your fucking doorstep, Christian Cage. I can't believe what you fucking done, Christian. I'm so goddamn pissed off at you. What you've done to me, what you've done to my family, turning me down like that. Shit. Turning me down like that, Christian Cage. You've brought this shit to yourself. I'm fucking you up, Christian Cage. That's it. That's the promo.
I'm glad you took your headphones off because I was playing music in the background for that.
Were you?
Yeah, it was good stuff. You'll catch it on the replay. Swear. Yeah, we need a swear jar now. It's game over.
A rated R rebuttal. I was rebuttaling rated R style.
Rebutting.
Whatever.
So I saw this segment and I just tweeted out. I was like, is this a debate? Is this what we're doing? Like the rated R rebuttal? Are we following like Robart's rules of order? Like, what are we doing here?
They're overusing this man. Yeah. They're overusing this man, dude. Like, it can't be on this show. Adam Copeland segment. Like, all right, cool. Like, I get it. He ain't him, as the kids want to say. Adam Copeland ain't him. You got to give me smaller doses of this man. I don't need him every show. I don't.
He's gonna have sex on TV. That's what he's gonna do.
That was when he was most interesting, at least. That was the most interesting character, when he was having live sex on television.
Oh god, and that's the thing. Like, people are watching on YouTube, sure, but like, Oh, dude, it's just not great.
He is doing big social numbers. I can't knock that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's doing big social numbers, but a lot of people do big social numbers. Doesn't mean you were showing, doesn't mean you're drawing houses and drawing ratings and everything.
Meanwhile, the house tonight looks good for Texas and Rosenberg. So good on AEW.
Mystico, shout out Mystico.
Yeah,
Mystico. Drawing them.
Yeah, thanks, Mystico, for the house. But that's all I got. That's all that's going down on Dynamite tonight, according to their socials, including a big debate with Edge and Christian.
Man, if people like Adam Copeland, that's cool. I got nothing against the guy personally. I feel like I get along great with him outside of our music tastes are much different. Big wife guys. I'm also a big wife guy, so I like him. Yeah, I got nothing wrong with it. If you're into the Adam Copeland stuff, him being there weekly, more power to you. I don't need him like these weekly Copeland segments. I don't like. I'm cool if he takes a week off and like lets somebody else respond to this stuff. I don't need a rated R rebuttal.
Darby is a surrogate. Why not let Sting reply? Let Sting do the talking.
Yeah. That's the thing is like it's Dynamite and Collision. It's Dynamite and Collision. Like
and next week, it's the rated R recital. He's gonna bring his daughters into the ring and be like, "Do the twirls, girls. Go ahead." Anyway, I got nothing else. You want to plug the stuff and get out of here?
Punk was there every week. I need Punk every week. Punk was only there on Collision. Punk was only out there on Collision. That was it. He didn't show up to. They didn't have Collision before Punk. It was only weekly with Punk. It was just Dynamite. Stick to a show, Adam.
And that one time on Rampage.
He wrestled a couple times on Rampage. He did a few things on Rampage.
He did. Yeah. Like early Rampage though, not like C-show Rampage, not like AEW Heat Rampage.
Well, he was suspended by the time Rampage became the C-show.
That's true. My God. What a time. What a lifetime this AEW has had.
Yeah, his debut was on Rampage.
It was. I watched it on TV. It was the same weekend as SummerSlam. People were like, "Oh, it's going to be real, the SummerSlam." And it's like, no, that stadium's pretty full. We're going to be okay.
Yeah.
No, Jeff, you can bring up Punk whenever you want. Whether or not we speak about him in glowing terms is another question.
He's coming back. CM Punk's coming back.
I'm telling you, man.
Did you see yesterday? He posted the bloody this. It's because he's coming back.
He's coming to GCW. He's going to have a death match. I'm telling you, man, Kenta is going to win the X Division Championship at Bound for Glory, and then Punk is going to come back. They're going to have the match in the Tokyo Dome on Wrestle Kingdom, X Division Championship, Kenta versus CM Punk. It's happening.
It's in Chicago. Bound for Glory is in Chicago.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
We're going to only return in Chicago. Oh, 100%. I was thinking the same thing when you said GCW. Yeah. Nick Gage and CM Punk in a death match.
But then you got to watch Punk try to blade.
Oh, he got offended at Jungle Boy just saying real glass. He's about to get in there and Nick Gage, like, how does this show what real glass is all about?
Real pizza cutter, motherfucker.
Yeah. Real light tubes and shit.
Oh, I am all for it.
Great. I'm all for it. Well, Joel, we have a tremendous lineup tonight. AEW Dynamite, October 18th, live on TBS.
Funny, we did it already.
From the Fort Bend Epicenter in Rosenberg, Texas, 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS, live tonight, October 18th. It's a tremendous lineup. One of our best lineups ever for AEW Dynamite. We got a great crowd here in Texas. We have a great partnership with CMLL, with Mystico. Mystico is going to be wrestling Rocky Romero, but that match is taped for Rampage. Rampage, October 20th on TNT at 10 p.m. Eastern. But before we get to Rampage, this Friday on TNT at 10 p.m. Eastern, we have AEW Dynamite tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, TBS from Rosenberg, Texas. Tremendous lineup, including the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. Who will go on to face MJF to try to stop MJF's winning streak for the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, to prevent MJF from winning another Dynamite Diamond ring? Who can do it? Who can dethrone MJF and take the Dynamite Diamond ring from him? We have a first-time ever matchup. Jay White, ahead of his clash with MJF at AEW Full Gear. He's going to be taking on one of the great luchadors here in AEW, Penta El Zero Miedo. First-time ever matchup between Jay White, Switchblade, Jay White, and Penta El Zero Miedo. Timeless Toni Storm debuts her latest feature film. Will be a silent film. It will not take place during the ad breaks, or will it? You got to tune in to AEW Dynamite. And don't change the channel on AEW Dynamite tonight. We're back on our Wednesday time slots at 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS. Do not change the channel during the commercial breaks because you might miss Timeless Toni Storm and her latest feature film. Nick Wayne and his mother are going to sit down with Jim Ross. Nick Wayne's mother has a lot of questions regarding her son and his alignment with Christian Cage. Christian Cage got to Nick Wayne, and she is not happy about it. And Jim Ross is going to get all the answers from Nick Wayne and his mom. Adam Copeland is going to speak his rated R rebuttal to Christian Cage. What will Adam Copeland have to say to Christian Cage, who told him to go F himself when they were in the ring a few weeks ago on AEW Dynamite when Adam Copeland tried to reunite Team Copeland and Christian? That's a term we have to use. Adam Copeland's going to give his rated R rebuttal live on AEW Dynamite tonight. Kenny Omega returns to the ring. Be taking on Kyle Fletcher in singles competition. What does the Don Callis family have in store for Kenny Omega as Kyle Fletcher represents the Don Callis family against Kenny Omega? It's always great to see Kenny Omega in action. He just celebrated his 40th birthday. It's always a treat when fans get to watch Kenny Omega, one of the best wrestlers of our generation, in the ring now at the age of 40. All this and plus Sting. Sting is going to address the AEW audience live at 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS on AEW Dynamite. What will Sting have to say? We've not seen Sting since he was nearly hit with a concerto at AEW Wrestle Dream. Sting is one of the biggest icons ever in the world of wrestling. One of my favorite wrestlers ever. And he's going to have a lot to say on AEW Dynamite. You will not want to miss what Sting has to say live on AEW Dynamite tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS.
Anything else?
That's the show.
Okay. Don't follow Jeremy. Follow Fight Talk _ on Twitter. And we'll be back on Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, going in the weeds. Or whatever the new show name is going to be. On the Throne?
On the Throne!
On the Throne. Unless AEW Dynamite's really good.
Bow down to the king. We're going to be talking shit on the throne.
That's... Damn it. I'm Joel Pearl, JOELPERL, ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.